Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just a real quick update, and I do mean really quick. I've been doing a lot of back-end code stuff to try and get things up and running, but I still have a long ways to go here. The major thing I can show you right now is the idea that we have for the uh, system for selecting mechs at this time. So right now, how it's going to work is you'll have your stable here. This is actually the top section will be the rent a mech, and then below that there'll be well, actually, for the time being, there's only going to be rent a mechs, and then dependent on your selection, it'll either be rentable mechs or your own mech selection, and you can add them to your roster. Um, and then you can remove, if you decide to remove something from your roster, you can. The pilots for rentable mechs are going to be a standard pilot ability until we're to a point in which you have, what do you call it, your own mechs, at which point your rented mechs will have a random selection for pilot skill. Down here is actually going to be a details panel. I don't have that anywhere close to being done yet because I have to, fill in all of the information. But as soon as I have this, the panel, this selection here will be selectable. Uh, so your entire panel here, if you click it, it will fill in the details about the mech and the pilot and whatever else. If it's your mech, otherwise it'll just fill in the mech details for the rent a mech. And then there will be a ready button. The ready button and the countdown will only appear once the player you're going to be facing jumps in. So you'll have 60 seconds to select your roster that you want of up to 4 mechs. Well, 1v1, 2v2, so on and so forth. And then you'll have 60 seconds. Once both of you ready up, it will go ahead and throw you into the match once you're both ready. Otherwise, if it counts down to 0 and you don't have any mechs in here, what it'll do is it'll randomly select a set of mechs for you up to the max. But if you have mechs selected on the right side, fewer than the 4 that are allotted, it will put you in with that roster that you have selected. It will not fill out your roster. So if you want to go in with less than 4 mechs, you can. So that's the plan right now. Like I said, you can add and remove mechs however you want. I have it recording the data properly so that this will transfer which mechs are selected into the match. But I have a handful of things: getting the timer working, getting the ready button up and running. I've got to tie in a couple of the back end things that I've put together, and then this will be available for the dev build only, probably for about 3 or 4 days, while I have the Patreon subscribers get a chance to test it out, confirm we're good to go, and then that'll be pumped out to the public version as soon as it's stable. So, and in that time, I'll probably put in more features and confirm that everything's good to go, and probably add in the remaining mechs that we were supposed to have up to the 5 that you guys had selected and the Hunchback that I had selected. So let me know if you have any thoughts or concerns on how this basic selection will work. Again, this is only for the arena, not for land war stuff, and this is really rudimentary. It's likely going to change quite a bit as we get closer to launch. So there you go. That's the basics. I wanted to give you guys an update since I hadn't gotten anything to you since about a week ago. So I will be on Discord and Facebook just like always. And as always, have a good evening.